pastor from a mosque, and he will tell you the truth. Nachi free. And this video is called Catholic Exorcist Warns, Pope Francis is not, all caps, not the legitimate Pope, and Satan has taken over the throne. And you're like, people still believe this, and that's what I find amazing. And I shouldn't be that amazed because so many people I know, they still. And it's weird because I think enough people have kind of matured past the idea of Satan as like this guy in the red suit with the pointy tails, but they definitely believe in evil and yeah. And then I didn't even get a chance to listen to this guy's whole video, but at one point, I mean, this guy really does believe. They are seriously talking about Pope Francis being possessed by the devil, and he's got 867,000 views.
I know it's frightening. It's frightening because like you and I, you know, we watch a video like this and we kind of laugh at them. It's like, you know, how could they fucking believe this shit, you know? And we kind of laugh at them. But then there's this in the back of your mind, you're like, but wait a second. They think that that's real. They think it's true. That's the scary part. I mean, I don't understand how they believe this stuff, though. They believe that, you know, this God figure and this Satan figure. And I think that's what the Church of Satan was really just kind of playing off of was they're like, okay, so we're going to turn around and we're going to worship Satan and we're going to dress up in horns and we're going to do rituals and we're just going to fuck with them. And they did, you know. And so people were like terrified of Satanists when they first came around, like in San Francisco. I mean, they were scared shitless of Satanists because they played off of their superstition and their fears. And these people were like absolutely terrified. They're like, you worship Satan and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And then later on, they actually came out and they said, well, you know what? No, we're actually atheists. We don't believe in Satan. We don't believe in God. I mean, it's just kind of funny now. I mean, it's just these people who believe this stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I go back and forth about people's beliefs and stuff. And like, I'm pretty open about if somebody believes something crazy, I might laugh about it behind their back about it, but I'm not going to do it in their face unless it's affecting them or their life or, you know, causing them to do like they're not getting their kids vaccinated because they'll think that, you know, they'll turn them gay or whatever. Right. Then I might say something like, you know, you should get your kid vaccinated because he needs to be vaccinated, and we sort of need you to vaccinate your kid so that your kid doesn't go to school and get other kids infected. And then, you know, obviously a lot of the Islamic attacks that are happening, these people, they honestly believe that they're winning some kind of a spiritual war by killing random people. I mean, it's insane. But these people, they actually believe this stuff. They actually believe this stuff. And it is ridiculous. It's scary.
Yeah, for me, it's more scary. And like, I'm looking at this guy and I don't want to judge. I don't want to ridicule him. Clearly, he's got to be an intelligent person. He's running a YouTube channel with 100,000 subscribers. And when you click on his home page, he's also very much about business, you know, because like his banner reads logic, reason, strategy, and right under it, evangelpreneur, I guess, like an entrepreneur, but an
evangelical entrepreneur.
Pretty much. So, and I appreciate that. If there's one thing that I do appreciate about, it's interesting about a lot of religious people, they are at least entrepreneurial. They seem to appreciate capitalism. They seem to appreciate basic economics. But I guess there's just that psychological blind spot. For whatever reason, just they're also very open to very open to irrational beliefs. But I think what it is really is it's just that. I think for a lot of people, it's really difficult to accept the fact that we're all going to die. I think that does not sit well with many people. And the last couple of people, after I did the little Pope video, I actually had a relative, and she told me she saw the video, and she was like, well, you know, I agree that the Pope is a little out there and he's a little loopy with the exorcisms. It's funny because she doesn't believe in exorcism. She thinks that's ridiculous, but she clearly believes in the devil as well, and she still holds those beliefs. But then as we were getting into it without arguing with her, she mentioned that, you know, she's like, I can't accept. She almost literally said, I can't accept that this life is all there really is. And I think that's at the core of most religious people, no matter what. And then Muslims, I think it's just group think. You know, if you grow up in that You were just born into that religion. I was born into Catholicism. That's, I guess, your fate to a certain degree. But I do find it fascinating, and I would love to know what's the neurological explanation for it. Among all my cousins that I grew up with, why was I the only one that was able to see through the falsehoods, go that extra step, go that extra mile to do the research and break through? And I'll tell you, the day that it finally did dawn on me that there was no God, I was depressed because I didn't care about there being a God. That's not what bothered me. What bothered me was, oh my God, if there is no God, that means there's no heaven. And if there is no heaven, that means that when my parents die, I'll never see them again. And that is what really depressed me. And my parents have died since. Ironically enough, this morning was one of those mornings where I had one of those lucid dreams with my mother. And I woke up crying because in the dream, I start to realize in the dream that, oh, wait, that's right. She is dead. I'm going to wake up. I'm not going to see her. She's nowhere to be found. And you revert. I remember in the dream, I was in my kindergarten class all of a sudden. In my kindergarten class, and I was remembering the day she took me there. And I remember that. Yeah, I remember her telling me, welcome to, pretty much almost welcome to the world. And in the dream, and now I'm kind of confusing the dream with reality, there was a moment where I realized she's not going to be around forever. And at one point or another, I'm going to have to navigate my way through this world without her. And yeah, and I woke up crying. That's what, at that point, no need for an alarm clock, no need for coffee. I'm like wide awake. And that's what's at the core of most people holding on to these ideas.
Personally, I think it's more of a package deal. I think it's kind of like, I think that there's a couple of stages that people go through. Myself, I didn't grow up in a religious home. I mean, we are like, at the most, we are like a Unitarian Universalists. I grew up in a pretty much secular home, but I did kind of go through the thought process of, okay, is there a God? Is there not a God? And I ultimately came to my own decision about that, which I think everybody has to go through. Everybody has to go through whatever they need to go through to come through whatever decision they need to go through. That's why I think people should always question, always explore, never stop exploring, never stop questioning.
If you like this video, please subscribe by clicking on my face. And if you want to support this channel, click on the Patreon logo or donate via paypal.me/homegrown.